Welcome to Founders Club, the show for real estate entrepreneurs.
Speaking of not being able to forget it ever, I just want to share a funny story that Brad and I had a great conversation the other day, and he had posted a job ad, and I actually thought it was a fantastic job ad. I thought about using it for our own business. It was very strong in the way it presented what he was looking for, and I think that was by design to filter out the people that aren't going to be a good fit. And I saw him at this event, Traffic and Conversion Summit, that we're at right now. And first thing I said to him was, "Brad, I loved your job ad, and I want to use it for my own business." And I'm sitting there with him and his sales guy, and his sales guy looks at me like, "Are you being serious right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm being serious. I thought it was a great ad. Why?" And then Brad proceeds to say, "Why don't you Google Brad Weimert, New Zealand or Australia and see what comes up? And why don't you tell me about what comes up?"
So about a month ago, I woke up to an email that was a Google alert. So you can set these alerts that Google will tell you when something's mentioned, right? So I have one on my name and one on my company. And so I get this Google alert, and it says, it's a Twitter post, and it says, "This is what people think of your job post." And I click it, I go through, and it says, "Worst job post ever." And it is then a copy of my job post. And it turns out some kid in Melbourne, Australia, ripped the ad, posted it on some Australian job board, seek.com, and got so much backlash that he took it down. But people were so irate about the job post that they tracked it back to my ad, and then they were confused about whether or not I posted the ad or what happened. Anyway, I saw like the surface level of this, and I was like, I have so much going on in the ops front. We've got this huge spike right now in volume for a variety of reasons, particularly on the CBD business. But we're one of the only providers that will accept CBD as a product line. So we've got this big spike in volume. But I see it, and I'm like, I just sort of ignore it. Wake up the next day, and I have 86 Google alerts that are all the same thing. There are Facebook posts that have gotten thousands of shares. It's on a whole bunch of different news outlets. Then I start getting hit up by reporters in Australia. So the Daily Mail in the UK hits me up, news.com hits me up, the New Zealand Herald. It's crazy. And I have a friend before I even see any of that, I have a friend in New Zealand and one in Australia that both are like, "Hey, so it looks like people don't like this, ha ha ha." And I was like, "What?" And that's when I really dug in and saw it. So I didn't know what to do with it because it was so foreign to me. And I was like, do I take the interview? And what I realized was I had all this dialogue in my head about what could go wrong. Right?
Are they going to put me on blast?
You got it.
Put me in a trap?
Yep. Who fucking cares? Who cares? And what did it is a friend of mine said, "You run around Austin with a mohawk, and you're worried about what people think?" I was like, "That's a fair point."
Yeah.
And
totally.
it was actually that moment when I thought, "Okay, I'll take the interview, sure." And so I take this interview, and the reporter is very nice, but opens with something to the effect of, "So how are you going to defend yourself?" And I said, "Defend myself? I'm not going to defend myself at all." I posted a job, and I got hundreds of really good applicants, and it did exactly what it was supposed to. The people that I didn't want to apply didn't apply. And I said, what's confusing is why people are spending so much time and energy thinking about it. It'd be much better if they would route their energy towards, and I pointed her towards the everstingx2.com, which is the fundraising site for the Eversting thing, or anything else I've done ever, anything I've ever done, you should look at instead of the job post. But of course that interview happens, and when the interview happens, it hits every job board, every major news outlet in Australia and New Zealand. And now I probably only know, 5 people in Australia. All of them hit me up and are like, "Oh my God, your face is on the front page of every news outlet. What's going on?" It's crazy. So weird.
So anyway, Brad's probably the first guy in history to go viral over a job post. But you know what? Really appreciate it, man. I'm very impressed with the things that you've done and just how you've been able to really push, and you're always looking for new physical activities to kind of like, again, always expand your comfort zone. One of the things that we get coached on a lot is just doing things that make you uncomfortable with the specific intention of growing your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you've never been to a ballroom dancing, go ballroom dancing. If you like Everesting, go Everesting. Just try new things and always be focusing on making yourself better. So get out there, get off your butt, go do something new, and have some fun with your life. Cheers on that note, Brad. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you on the next episode of Founders Club.
Yeah, buddy.
To listen to this full Founders Club interview, go to foundersclub.tv.